Hi everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Ashley. You may also know me as Colorado Killer Queen, and I am so happy you can join me today. Before I get into my movie review, I just want to give you a quick little background on myself and how I came to be here and why I'm starting my channel. I actually met a few girls through the film community on Instagram. They are in a group called the Final Girls of Horror, and they're amazing. They each have their own channels. What they do is every week they watch a movie and then post a movie review on their own individual channels. So that's what I will be doing today. We watched Krampus this week, perfect for Christmas. So I'll be doing that review. But in the meantime, please take a minute. I'm gonna put their information down below. Check them out, subscribe, go watch their reviews, follow them on Instagram. All the support you can get is great. So having said that, I think I'll go ahead and move into my review. So Krampus was made in 2015. It has a PG-13 rating, and it was directed by Dougherty. You may also know him as the writer and director known for Trick or Treat Street, Superman Returns, Godzilla vs. Kong, Godzilla King of the Monsters. He's kind of been around, but this movie seems to be a little bit different than what he normally does. It also has a great cast, starring Toni, Collette, and Adam Scott. I love them both so much. Toni Collette's performance in Hereditary, I don't care who you are, I don't care what you say to me, just masterful. I love her. She's so good in everything she does, including this. Adam Scott, if you're a Parks and Rec fan, his character's name is Ben. He's my personal favorite. He's great in this type of role. He's also been in another horror comedy called Little Evil, I believe, which is on Netflix. And in that one, he marries somebody who has a son already, and the son happens to be the Antichrist. So that's a really fun movie too. If you like Adam Scott, I would definitely check that one out. Anyway, so yeah, that's the cast. Wonderful, love them. The plot of the movie is basically there's a dysfunctional family and they're clashing over the holidays. Young Max, who's the young brother in this film, he gets disillusioned and turns his back on Christmas. So meanwhile, his lack of festive spirit unleashes the wrath of Krampus, who is a demonic force of ancient evil intent on punishing non-believers. So pretty cool there. Of course, in every horror movie, all hell breaks loose. And there are some beloved holiday icons that become the minions, the monstrous minions, we'll say, in this film. So it's a fun plot already right off the bat. Some things to note. I loved the characters. I feel like each character really had their own presence and did a great job of bringing that to the film. So I love that. There's, you know, all the characters you love. The sweet little boy, the over-the-top uncle, who's played by, I cannot remember his name, but he plays Packer in The Office. So if you know him, he's super funny. He's the uncle in this movie. There's this great aunt, unmarried great aunt that shows up that's just outrageous. And then I really love the relationship between Max, who's the younger boy, and his grandmother. Throughout the film, that's really a prevalent theme, is their relationship and how he kind of mirrors how her life was growing up in a way. So the characters were really great in that respect. I will say my only criticism here is I understand it's a comedy, it's a horror comedy, so silliness abound, but they did go a little too ridiculous on a few parts that I'm all about ridiculous. I love crazy fun movies that you're just like, what the hell? But so this one was still great, but some of the over-the-top stuff they did, I didn't love, but I didn't hate it either. So really that's my main criticism, is just got a little too ridiculous. Specifically, and I'm trying not to give any spoilers here, so forgive me if I slip, but I'm trying my best not to. Some of Krampus's minions, they're toys, and or these little gingerbread men, evil gingerbread men. And that's the part that's a little silly for me, but it's okay. They do provide some laughter, so it's all good. There are a few scenes that I noted here that I wanted to mention. One of them, it opens up in a department store, much like Walmart, we'll say. And it's it's Black Friday or Christmas Eve, one of those days where people go out and shop, and it's just showing, you know, people trampling each other, trying to get to their toys that they want to buy. Just kind of shows the horror side of Christmas, which I agree is, you know, all the people punching each other in the face trying to save $10. So I liked that opening scene, kind of got us off on a fun note. There's also a scene where the daughter is running down the middle of their road. It's like abandoned. All the house lights are off, so she's, you know, for all intents and purposes, she's alone. But here comes Krampus on the side on the roofs, jumping on the roofs as she's running, booking it, trying to get back to her house. You can see him in your periffs, like coming after her, jumping from roof to roof, and you can tell she's trying so hard to get away. That scene just was super cool, I thought, and the fact that it was all snowy and just the environment in this film is very creepy. So I loved that. I also loved, there is a creature in this film that I don't even think you really see them, but they basically look like tremors in the snow. So they don't fully come out, but you can tell there's like a worm type thing, tremors type thing under the snow, but they just pull people down. They'll be standing there 1 second, and the next second they're like, whoop, and right under the snow, which was really cool and really creepy, honestly. So I like that aspect. As far as the other scary elements, I forgot to mention that in my criticism. Even though this is a horror comedy, I did want a little more horror in there. There weren't really many like scary scenes, which I was kind of hoping for. There is one in particular, let's see, in the attic. There's a scene in the attic where they come upon this Jack-in-the-Box creature. He's coming out of the Jack-in-the-Box, almost looks like, again, a weird worm type situation, but it has the Jack-in-the-Box head, so it's super creepy. They come upon it and it's swallowing somebody whole. That image to me was by far the scariest image of the film. The rest of it, I would say, was creepy. Like I said, the environment was creepy, kind of had that mysterious glow about it, but that was really the main scene I noticed that was actually scary. And there's, again, in that attic, there's another scene I loved, is the family has like a battle royale with all these toys, which are Krampus's minions. So that's pretty interesting too. So it was, you know, it was a really fun watch. I would really recommend it if you're a horror fan. It's a great Christmas horror movie, and I just really enjoyed watching this one. I had seen it when it first came out, didn't remember it very well, and I was pleasantly surprised watching it again. So I would say I would give it a 7.5. I want to go 8 with it, but I am stopping at 7.5 because I really wanted a little more horror involved. So that's why I'm knocking it down to 7.5, but still a really solid rating. Highly recommend it. I will be watching this one every year. It's now made my Christmas list. So really check it out, you guys. And while you're checking things out, like I said, look below and please find all my girls at the Final Girls of Horror. I'll have all their information, their YouTube channels, their Instagram profiles, so please take a second and look them up, subscribe, like, follow, share, and if you wouldn't mind, I would appreciate it if you do the same with me. So having said that, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this review. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for my very first review. I have no idea what I'm doing, so I appreciate the support, and I will see you next week. I believe we will be reviewing a movie called Frozen, not the Disney movie. This is a horror movie, horror thriller, I believe. So I will see you next week. In the meantime, I hope you guys have a really Merry Christmas.